Barr. Congressman, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Tell us what went down in that House chamber today.
Good morning, Maria. I am so happy for my constituents and the American people this morning because, yes, indeed, we passed President Trump's big, beautiful bill. Credit to Speaker Johnson, but this would not have happened. Make no mistake, this would not have happened without the leadership of the deal maker in chief, President Donald J. Trump. And the winner is the American people. The winner are the people of Kentucky and the people of every state across this country who will now see their taxes reduced, the border secured, Medicaid more efficient and right-sized for the people who need it, waste, fraud, and abuse gone, energy dominance restored. This is the bill that will make America great again.
Yeah, and you know, the fact that you were able to pass this and ensure that the tax cuts get extended is certainly important in terms of the economy as people are questioning the second half of the year. What kind of growth, economic growth, are you expecting here as a result of this? Because the other day we were with Kevin Hassett, the chairman of the National Economic Council, and he said we're talking about potentially 4% plus growth in the second half of the year. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I met with Kevin Hassett as well yesterday, and I agree. I think this is jet fuel for the American economy. Over 4% GDP growth is very possible. The CBO is wrong. They scored this bill in a static manner, not dynamically. But this is going to produce massive economic growth, and we have to grow this economy so fast that our what we owe, the national debt, what we owe will shrink relative to the overall size of the economy. But if you think about the key provisions of the tax cuts here, you're talking about extending the pass-through tax cuts for small businesses, but an increase to 23%, bonus depreciation, R&D, expensing, a new Made in America tax cut for companies that build manufacturing facilities here in the United States. This is rocket fuel for the economy.
Yeah.
You're gonna pull forward a lot of capital expenditures, a lot of investment in America as a result of this.
Well, it's a good point that you make in terms of pulling forward, because Maya McGuinness at the Committee for a Responsible Budget is saying that the bill is front-loaded with new borrowing, but the savings are back-loaded, and that you're talking about adding to the deficit over the near term and the savings back-loaded. Are you counting on growth that comes as a result of this to come around and pay for some of this?
Well, like Maya, and I agree with her, we've got to get our fiscal house in order, but I do think that some of the estimates here are understating the growth effects.
Yeah.
I think there is massive pull forward in terms of the economic growth effects of this, the bonus depreciation immediately, the fact that we have this Made in America provision that will reward investment and onshoring and building of manufacturing facilities. That's huge. R&D is huge. And the benefits to small businesses are huge.
Yeah.
You know, the vitriol, the hysteria from the Democrats and the grandstanders who opposed President Trump over the course of the last night is just insane. The people who voted against President Trump last night, the Democrats and the grandstanders who voted against this bill, voted against the American people. They voted for a massive $4 trillion tax increase. Fortunately, they were in the minority.
Right.
And Speaker Johnson, Republicans held together and delivered this victory for President Donald Trump. And this would not have happened. Make no mistake, Maria, this would not have happened without the leadership of President Donald Trump, who came to the Capitol and rallied the troops and told us how important this was. And 77 million Americans voted for President Trump, and we delivered for him. My message to senators right now is vote with President Trump and deliver this tax relief and this big, beautiful bill for the American people.
Well, yeah, we'll probably witness a similar push and pull when it gets to the Senate. It's going to go to the Senate immediately, and of course, the expectation is that perhaps they can vote by July 4th and get it to the president's desk sometime in July. But I want to get your take on a couple of other stories here, because this morning we are all in mourning. 2 Israeli diplomats were shot and killed overnight during an event at Washington's D.C.'s Capitol Jewish Museum. The 30-year-old suspect now in custody. He was seen chanting "Free Palestine, Free Palestine." He's under arrest right now. But Congressman, I mean, this beautiful couple that was murdered in Washington, he was about to propose to her. They were going to get married. They're young and gorgeous. And I mean, now we've got anti-Semitism coming to Washington right on your doorstep. What can you do about it?
Well, just our hearts go out to that beautiful family and their loved ones. And it's true, anti-Semitism has reached terrible new lows, and we have to stand up against this and fight this. And it just goes to show that we need to be vigilant here and abroad. And this kind of senseless tragedy has no place in our country.
It's just senseless and disgusting. We've got new reports this morning, Congressman, about China apparently concerned. The Communist Party of China, quote, concerned over President Trump's proposal for a new U.S. missile defense system. He's calling it the Golden Dome. It obviously caused huge rally in defense stocks. It's modeled after Israel's Iron Dome. The president talked to me about it months ago. It's designed to protect America against adversaries and adversarial attacks. Why would Communist China be so concerned?
Yeah, this is one of the more underappreciated features of the big, beautiful bill we just passed. It's not just tax cuts. It's also border security and national security. And we beef up defense spending in this bill and modernize our military and peace through strength. The reason why the Chinese are so rattled by the leadership of this commander-in-chief is that we are delivering deterrence. Deterrence in the form of this Golden Dome, deterrence in the form of modernizing our Navy and giving more deterrence in the Western Pacific. This is a first step to make sure that the Chinese understand that this president means business, and we will defend the homeland.
Yeah, new sheriff in town. Real quick before you go, Congressman, Senator Ron Johnson has launched an investigation. He's investigating who was running the country, who was handling the auto pen, because Biden aides and the handling of his health. Obviously, there were a ton of lies there. Congressman, who do you believe was running the country while Joe Biden was weakened?
Well, sadly, I don't think it was President Biden. And we were told, we were lied to by the White House and, frankly, by the liberal mainstream media who defended and protected President Biden throughout his presidency. He was clearly in decline, and the media covered it up. And our prayers go out to President Biden. We wish him well.
Yeah, they took advantage of
President
Biden
well.
Yeah.
But clearly he was not in control in a lot of the waning days of his presidency, and we wish him well.
Congressman, thank you. Andy Barr.